Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value.
This is the breaking basketball story that has suddenly sent shockwaves through the entire women's basketball world. What you're about to hear has sparked one of the biggest debates of the season. After weeks of growing tension, criticism, and questions surrounding Caitlin Clark's role with the Indiana Fever, a stunning new development has pushed the situation into completely different territory. Reports are now circulating that Clark could potentially be considering a massive opportunity outside the WNBA. The details surrounding the alleged offer are still developing.
What were you thinking when it came to how you started this game?
Mind you, this is a part of coaching. The whole first 3 quarters, Aaliyah Boston was basically playing point guard. Jonquel Jones was tearing her ass up the whole first half. You know why? Jonquel Jones was actually playing center. She was posting up, getting busy in the paint. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston was hubbing around the 3-point line, bringing the ball up the court more than Caitlin Clark. Take a listen to Jonquel Jones.
I was thinking that I really wanted to.
I was like, who's talking right now?
Jackie.
You're being quite theatrical. The theater is fun.
I'm just messing with you.
The theater is fun. It's theater.
I was just wanting to start the game aggressively. Again, going back to the matchups that we had with them previously, I felt like they were the team that kind of like set the tone with the level of aggression and I guess the level of intention to start the game. And I just wanted to make sure that I was doing my part to make sure that we came up with a different level of aggression and to be able to just kind of set the tone and let them know that like it wasn't going to be a night where everything was going to be easy for them or, you know, that they were coming into our house and we just wanted things to be difficult.
And Stewie, for you, I guess just obviously with Leo in the fold and being able to put her out on the floor with lineups with you, with Rebecca Allen, I guess just what did you learn about what your defense is able to do?
Leo didn't have to do that much. Watch this, because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing point guard.
But the possibility alone has sent fans, analysts, and basketball insiders into a frenzy. So how did we get here? For weeks, the basketball world has been watching the situation in Indiana extremely closely. Caitlin Clark remains one of the most recognizable young stars in the sport, yet questions have continued to surround the way she has been used offensively. Critics have argued that Clark's responsibilities as a primary playmaker have sometimes been reduced. There have been possessions where she has spent more time away from the ball, while other players have been asked to initiate the offense. To some fans, that has looked like a major tactical mistake. To others, it is simply part of the adjustments that come with coaching a professional basketball team. But the debate has become impossible to ignore. Every time Clark touches the ball, fans expect something spectacular. Her deep shooting range forces
to Miami. They play there for 6 weeks, and it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million. So a lot of the details of this television deal have not been revealed just yet, but there was one unconfirmed report that said that all this money might not be guaranteed to Unrivaled and that they do have viewership goals for this first season and seasons to come. If that is true, then that's something to keep in mind when we talk about the offer that might be given to Caitlin Clark. Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already, and they have been announcing players for the past 3 months. And there has been speculation throughout the entire WNBA season if Caitlin Clark would be joining.
Her passing ability allows her to create opportunities that most players don't even see developing. And when she starts controlling the pace of the offense, the entire game can change within a few possessions. That is why every decision involving her has received so much attention. Some critics have even gone as far as accusing head coach Stephanie White of deliberately limiting Clark's influence. Those are serious allegations, and there has been no confirmed evidence proving that such decisions were motivated by personal reasons. Still, the criticism has continued to spread across social media and basketball discussions. Then came the reports involving the Unrivaled League. Breanna, Stewart, and Napheesa Collier have already established themselves as major figures in the rapidly growing women's basketball landscape. Their involvement with Unrivaled has created another platform for elite players, and the possibility of Caitlin Clark becoming part of that
fever. So I don't want to give a damn. I don't want to hear nothing about her missing them 2 damn free throws. Let's finish reading the tweets. Sick of this, man. Sick of this. Time and time again, we got to go through this. Ryan Loves Ball stated, Stephanie White is just anxious. Is just an atrocious coach. She has the best show on the planet, starting at point guard. And yet, we have to watch this boring motion offense trip. Caitlin basically has to force her looks since the set offense is to take the ball out of her hands. I didn't even want to speak about forcing shots. She forced shots against Dallas. She forced them again tonight. Caitlin Clark is a rhythmic player. She has to get in rhythm to play, to shoot well. And we ain't going to go over Caitlin points yet. I don't even know. I don't even remember how many damn points she got. I'm just so freaking mad. Shout out to Mar. Mar stated, when has this type of basketball ever won anything? You have the best point guard on the team acting like a shooting guard. Why in the hell are you playing the game the opposing team wants to play? And if you're going to play her at the 2, why aren't you drawing up plays for her? Because they're drawing up plays for Kelsey Mitchell. Live Wire stated, I'm annoyed. 2 games back-to-back. Stephanie White runs the offense, and the Fevers look like ish. Stagnant. Sets. No good screens. No push. Just ish. What product are y'all selling here? Why is CC not running the
would immediately transform the conversation. According to unconfirmed reports, Clark could potentially receive a massive financial offer designed to convince her to consider leaving the WNBA. Some versions of the story have suggested major guarantees, a prominent role, and greater influence over how she is utilized offensively. If anything close to that becomes official, it would be an enormous development. Clark is not simply another talented basketball player. She has become one of the biggest names in the sport, with an enormous fan base and extraordinary commercial influence. Her presence has brought millions of new eyes to women's basketball.
The sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing. And I'm glad that a WNBA player is finally saying this out loud, admitting to it, because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season. We have talked about it so much on this channel. She has raised overall viewership. Like Napheesa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play. The list goes on, but there have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA. And so I'm really glad that Napheesa, being confident enough in herself, knowing that she is arguably the best player in the world, she is able to say these things out loud. However, I do think that this push for Caitlin Clark has come a little bit late in the game. I want to compare what were the rumblings that we're hearing about the offer that Unrivaled will make to Caitlin. I want to compare that to what Ice Cube offered Caitlin before the Big 3 season began. I commend Ice Cube because you have to think about the type of egos that play in the Big 3. And I do sideline reporting for the Big 3 for those of you who don't know. So I'm very well
making any decision about her future significantly bigger than a normal roster move. And that is exactly why the rumors have created such a reaction. Fans immediately began taking sides. Some believe Clark should remain with the Indiana Fever and continue building the franchise around her. Others believe she should consider any opportunity that gives her greater control, financial security, and a system designed around her unique abilities. Meanwhile, the pressure surrounding Stephanie White has continued to increase. Every rotation is being examined. Every offensive possession is being discussed. Every time Clark is moved away from the ball, fans ask why one of the league's most dangerous playmakers isn't controlling the action. But there is another important factor that often
league I feel like it was a missed opportunity. 3-on-3 is already hard to get more people involved in. You're doing a brand new kind of 3-on-3 on a shorter court. It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, I mean, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. Like, it's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I think Caitlin was that person that they absolutely needed. So do I think Caitlin Clark should join Unrivaled? I'm not so sure. I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be at least what Cube offered her for the big three at minimum. And even with that, Caitlin Clark doesn't need any money. She has plenty of endorsement deals. I think she is totally fine. And I think for her body and for her mental health, it might not be the best thing for her, because I can only imagine what it was like being in her shoes throughout this entire WNBA season. Not only the kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the media circus surrounding her off the court. That just had to have been so much to handle. And so I don't know if jumping right back into another league that has not been established yet. And for the record, I like Breanna Stewart. I love Napheesa Collier. I don't want this league to fail. I think basketball is great if we have another league. I think if it's similar to the big three and it gives women another place to go instead of going overseas during the offseason, I think that that's fantastic. I hope it does succeed. But I think Caitlin Clark stepping into a league that hasn't been established yet, through the firestorm that she has had to go through in the WNBA, who's to say that once she gets into Unrivaled, all of these narratives, all of these, your fan base is this, all of this starts up again. And who's to say if Unrivaled has a fantastic...
...gets overlooked. Clark doesn't need to dominate the ball on every possession to control a game. Simply having her beyond the three-point line can completely change the defense. Defenders have to stay attached because giving her even a small opening can result in an instant three-pointer. And once defenders start chasing her, passing lanes appear. Clark can attack the closeout, drive into the paint, draw multiple defenders, and suddenly find a teammate in the corner. She can deliver a bounce pass through traffic, throw a one-handed pass across the floor, or recognize a cutter before the defense has time to react. That combination of scoring and playmaking is what makes her so difficult to contain. So if the reports of a major outside offer are eventually confirmed, the biggest question may not simply be how much money is involved. The real question will be where Caitlin Clark believes she can have the greatest impact. Does she remain with Indiana and continue developing alongside the Fever?
It's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous, man. The Indiana Fever, just Leonie Feebage being back was big for the New York Liberty. Leonie Feebage had 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in her return. She had a hell of a second half. She started shooting the cover off the ball from the three-point line. Sabrina Ionescu had 12 points, 4 assists. She wasn't very impactful. 1 of 5 from 3. Jonquel Jones, 19 and 10. Breanna Stewart, 22, 8 and 7. She balled. But I thought Michaela Timpson battled with Breanna Stewart. I thought Maisha Hines-Allen and Breanna and Michaela Timpson battled their ass off down there. Aaliyah Boston missed the key layup, man. We could have went up 1. She missed the key layup. But at the end of the day, this falls on coaching, man. The head coach made the decision to play the center at point guard for the first 3 quarters of this game, pretty much. She decided to have Aaliyah Boston play point guard. Aaliyah Boston brought the ball up the floor more than anybody else in this game. More than Kelsey Mitchell, more than Caitlin Clark, more than Sophie. Shout out to Sophie, man. Sophie, you passed the ball to Caitlin and you knocked down a couple threes. Sophie had 10 off the bench. Sophie and Maisha Hines-Allen look like our only playable players off the bench. It just is what it is. This Indiana Fever team's not good, but Stephanie White made the decision to play Aaliyah Boston at point guard and play
So if the reports of a major outside offer are eventually confirmed, the biggest question may not simply be how much money is involved. The real question will be where Caitlin Clark believes she can have the greatest impact. Does she remain with Indiana and continue developing alongside the Fever?